Wabam. Thank you, ma'am.
Hello.
Wow, it's just me and you twice in 1 week. But, once per podcast, something like that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, Shane.
I don't think it'll. Yeah, see? We're talking about this here One Piece, see? But only if you buy this stick of gum, 5 cents.
Damn, remember when things used to cost 5 cents?
No, I'm not that old.
Yeah, we missed the good old days.
Yeah. When gum was 5 cents and AIDS was rampant.
And you can get a White Castle burger for 10 cents.
Oh, yeah.
Why can't we bring that back, bro?
Man, we could have been living it up in James's garage on $10.
Dude.
The 100 White Castle burgers we would get would have only cost us 10 buckaroos.
Oh, dude. What could have been? I missed that garage.
And then all the nuggies on top of that.
I should pay the garage a visit, do a little trespassing.
Of course. We dabble in a little bit of trespassing now and then. What's a little trespassing between friends or former friends?
Or, the current landlord of a friend's former property. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all the same, basically. They'll understand. All you got to do is say like, oh, I was a James guy. We did a lot of things in that garage. You ever heard of Big Shark?
Greatest Yu-Gi-Oh card ever, man. It was so good they made a giant version of it.
They had to get you the jumbo Big Shark.
They said Big Shark.
Big Shark. I wonder what that man's up to these days.
Yeah. We're talking about the shark, right?
Yeah, of course.
I hope
it's been a while since I've seen him.
Swimming in the, what's the opposite of the shadow realm?
I don't know. They never really talked about that in Yu-Gi-Oh! If that exists or not. You really only get sent to the shadow realm. Nobody ever gets sent to the the light empire or anything like that,
Damn. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! Trying to tell us that only hell exists and heaven isn't real?
I think so.
Damn, that's fucked.
With all of the cards that were angel themed and so on, you just sort of never get a real mention of it. That's kind of crazy now that you mention it.
Damn.
And Earth is just purgatory at that point?
Yes. So. Although, does this remind me? So I went to Catholic school growing up as a kid, and Yu-Gi-Oh was all the rage when I was growing up. And
really? They didn't think that was Satanism or anything like that? Ban it from the school?
Surprisingly enough, no. It was quite the opposite, actually. We had this priest that would come in to talk to the class. His name was Father Bob. Great guy, by the way. Shout out to Father Bob. Mostly because he was the only real person that I knew had the name Bob. And I was like, really? Anyway, Father Bob was cool because he actually watched Yu-Gi-Oh! He would literally, as episodes would come out on a Saturday, he would come in on a Monday or a Friday, whenever, priests come into classrooms or whatever. And he was like, hello, kids. Y'all watch that new episode of Yu-Gi-Oh? Half the class is like, yeah. And he's like, okay, so you remember how this happened and that happened and that happened? And then somehow it became a moral explanation of either, theology or religion or just I don't know, a good lesson. It was great. I loved it.
I mean, that sounds amazing as a child. It's even more interesting now as an adult looking back on that and going there's a lot of, they rely very heavily on Egyptian mythology and all of these other things that are not super Catholicism coded. But also you said that it was the opposite when I said that Yu-Gi-Oh was banned, and I just imagined a priest walking into the room and from underneath their robes, just producing ripping out a fucking dual disc and throwing down.
Dude, what could have been? But it wasn't in the seminary budget, bro.
It wasn't. No, they don't get paid enough for that.
They don't get a Yu-Gi-Oh budget in the archdiocese.
That would have been so fucking rad.
Dude.
You duel the teacher for whether or not you actually take that test.
That's some Yu-Gi-Oh! GX kind of shit. Hold on.
You guys all nominate one person who's got the best deck in the whole class. It's like what if enough people answer a stupid survey or something that the teacher gives out, like 95% of the students say that we don't take the test. It's like that, except way better.
And then we got to do it because we're all like, I don't know, 8. So like whatever we have is a bunch of from a bunch of random booster packs that grandma would buy us. So we have mostly an assembly of garbage. So what we have to do is we gotta pull a Yu-Gi-Oh 5D's Yusei Fudo strat where so Yusei Fudo gets sent to prison and he has to duel for like his freedom or some shit like that. And so
Hell yeah.
Technically he's not supposed to be able to duel because Yu-Gi-Oh cards are illegal in jail, but it's prison, so everyone's got at least a couple cards on them. So literally all the prisoners are like, yo, take my card, take this card, oh help. And you just, that's what we gotta do as a class. Just everyone gets pitch in a couple cards and we'll make it work.
Oh, it's the Yu-Gi-Oh equivalent of that's one scene from The Lord of the Rings. You'll have my axe. You have my blue eyes white dragon.
Hell yeah. Now that's truly heart of the cards right there.
And then the teacher pulls out like a highly tuned hero deck or something like that.
Damn, fucking meta slave, sweaty as shit.
I know.
Meanwhile,
that's what I had money
I
for.
said one card face down and end my turn.
And you lost. You got one turned.
Actually, OT, he's like, wow, all right, well, make it challenging for me next time. Special summon, attack for game.
All right. Enough nerd shit. Let's talk about One Piece.
Yeah, totally not nerd shit.
Totally mainstream, not nerd shit.
I mean, you're kind of not lying.
I know. I don't see Yu-Gi-Oh with a live action Netflix show.
You know, it's crazy that I would argue that Naruto, maybe not a bigger impact on the West, has a much larger influence on the United States in terms of like pop culture and stuff like that. But that show ain't getting a live action. They ain't do shit with Naruto after it ended. Besides, just make the Boruto, Naruto's dad the series.
That's because it ended before the heavy rise of Netflix shows, I think.
That's true.
But nobody gives a fuck about Naruto or Boruto's dad anymore.
Yeah. But also like they made a live action Yu Yu Hakusho, which from the couple episodes I saw was actually pretty good. But then again, that was Japanese made. So I don't know, man. I feel like Naruto live action has to be in the pipeline at some point, right?
I don't know. Maybe when it gets as old as Yu Yu Hakusho, maybe.
All right. We got about 20 more years.
Yeah. So it's also way longer than Yu Yu Hakusho. Not as long as One Piece, obviously, but I think there's less investment there.
We'll see what happens. Okay, One Piece.
One Piece. I'm gonna read this summary.
Nice.
Unless you got a hankering for it.
No, you read. I eat my pasta.
All right. Wait. Pasta. What kind of pasta are we talking?
Looks like penne.
Just spaghetti.
With some garlic and oil. I think this is broccoli rabe, and there might be potatoes in here. I can't tell.
Potatoes. That's an interesting choice. No meat.
It was leftovers from my mom's like office gathering of some sort. So literally, there's a single piece of chicken left in that pile, and I ate that shit.
Damn. Not even no sausage. Sausage would be so banging in that. All right. Anyway, I digress. In Fuchsia Village, where the roots of a dream sprouted, Makino and an absent Shanks reminisce about the pivotal moments that shaped the boy who dared to proclaim himself a future pirate king. Absorbed in reflections upon that fateful day 12 years prior, when the Gomu Gomu no Mi sealed Luffy's path to an extraordinary destiny, they witnessed the rising winds of change, declaring him the fifth emperor. Meanwhile, across the seas on the gilded shores of Ryugu Kingdom, Neptune and his kin resolved to shield themselves under Luffy's growing legend, a testament to his expanding influence. Yet, on the Thousand Sunny, the harbors of promise brim with laughter and bonds unyielding as Luffy and his steadfast crew uncover bounties of courage and kinship that elevate them ever closer to mythic stature. Amidst gathering storms and whispers of revolution, the world watches with bated breath as destinies intertwined at the coming Revery. The heart of the Marines pulses with the fervor of duty and vengeance as Sakazuki, the unwavering fleet admiral, schemes to extinguish Luffy's burgeoning flame, a task promised to quench the roaring pirate era. Not far, the shadows of Dressrosa's liberated souls weave the narrative of gratitude, with Koby and Helmeppo emerging as guardians of a new dawn. As the Revolutionary Army led by Sabo, that's not who leads this, casts off its veil. Fervor and fury dance upon the precipice of history. From formidable new Marineford to Mary Joie's exalted halls, the world's stage is set for legacies to unfold, spun into the very fabric of legend where fates are sealed and the ceaseless quest for freedom endures with indomitable resolve.
That was a lot of words. Like,
There
I
were a
know
lot of
I've read
fancy
like
words.
2-page long summaries before, but like that had all the necessary detail. This is just a lot of words.
Well, to be fair, where you got to kind of fluff up the summary here when half of these episodes was flashback, you know? So you got to make something out of it.
Also, like, okay, listen, is the Revolutionary Army technically led by Dragon? Yes, but like also is kind of led by Sabo, especially in this instance.
They just I don't even know that it's in this instance. They just check in with him. He's the chief of staff, sure, and he's the second in command, but he doesn't technically lead the army.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Listen, what I do know is that Sabo travels the world and gets shit done. What does Dragon do? Sit at home?
Well, I mean, that's kind of fair. We haven't actually seen Dragon do anything other than save his kid that one time about 800 episodes ago.
Forget save his kid. Actually, no. No, you're right. You're right. I was thinking about that time he saved Sabo. That was the last time he did something.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, but that was in the past. The latest thing that we've seen him do, I mean, like, chronologically of us watching the show, yeah, the last thing we watched him do was Sabo. But in the world's timeline of One Piece, the last thing he did was save Luffy. And ever since then, he's done nothing.
True.
But yeah, so we watched 4 episodes this week because we're trying to power through this a little bit here, where a lot of these episodes in between now and the Wano arc, the upcoming Wano arc, are pretty heavily laden with flashback fluff to give the animators some breathing room between arcs here.
Trust me, it's all gonna pay off. The amount of budget we're saving for the next couple of moments gonna be worth trust.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say the whole next portion of the series because we don't got that much budget, but we got some key points of interest that we're saving up for.
From what I understand, the quality of the show takes a pretty good upturn after this.
I mean, we do. However, that is happening currently as we speak, but like in terms of like where the show was, this is still like somewhere between 2 to 4 years ago.
Well, I mean that Wano had just started when we started this podcast, so
5 years ago.
So around 5 years ago.
Incredible.
Almost 5.5 at this point.
So that spike in budget, you go and wait, the equivalent of 4 years worth of content, give or take. And then also add the 6 months that Toei went on break for the current happenings of One Piece.
Right.
Now that's some real budget saving. The budget, mwah, no complaints.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I hear people liked the redone Fishman Island.
I did not watch it, so I have no opinions.
I mean, I didn't either, but from the sparse pitter patters of people's voices against my eardrum, I've heard people like it. So despite the flashback stuff, we got some interesting little lore drops here also.
Mm-hmm.
And fun little other things that happened. So we'll start from probably the most important, maybe not important, but maybe reinforcing point here is that Luffy's illiterate.
Oh, dude, I gotta find this clip. This clip when it was circulating a couple years ago was fantastic. But keep talking about it. But yeah, Luffy. I mean, I am also bad at math, but I think my reading comprehension is pretty on point, personally.
Yeah, this not a math problem. This is a reading issue. So Luffy really just doesn't look fast enough, I'm sorry. He looks too fast and then doesn't quite take in exactly how many zeros are on his page and how many commas are on his page because the idea that he would even get I think the craziest part of this is not by any means Luffy's misreading of the poster. I think it's everybody else basically just accepting the idea that what Luffy is saying is true after all of the things they did there, to think that Nami and Brook and Sanji and Chopper would believe anything Luffy said, but the other three that just were like, and Kara too. Kara would just believe whatever. But the other three just blindly accepting that Luffy is like, oh man, my bounty went down to 150 million. This sucks. When before he was at what, 500 mil, right?
Yes.
To think that
correct.
he went down like 70%. Basically is crazy that everyone just accepted that. And then I mean, it's all for the payoff of when Brook picks up this poster and then goes, guys, he's like counting out the spaces of like 10,000, 100,000,
he's like 102030. It's so good. It's so good. I'm watching it right now. It's so funny. He's tracing his finger. He's like 100,000, 1 million, 10 million, 100 million. His non-existent eyebrows start curling. He's like, Luffy, you idiot.
His non-existent eyes start bugging out of his skull. Look, it produced a great moment, to be fair, because all of them freaking out was awesome. It was so funny.
I'm not gonna lie. If I were anyone else on that crew besides Luffy, maybe if I was Luffy too, I would consider turning my captain in for the bounty, but also immediately breaking him out. 1.5 billion, bro. That's a lot of berries, bro.
We're not in it for the money at this point, man. We're in it for the adventure.
I mean, what's a little adventure without a nice budget, bro?
We're having a perfectly fine adventure without enough money. We lose all of it at the end of every arc anyway. What's the point?
We gotta recuperate costs for the next arc, and then we lose it again, you know?
But we lose it by the beginning of the next arc. We don't have any money.
Okay, yeah, but like, if we sell Luffy to then break him out, also I'm not convinced he really need our help with that. But we sell a Luffy, collect the bounty. That's 1.5 billion, bro. If you're losing a billion of anything, I don't know what to tell you. You're a lost cause.
Dude, they've lost hundreds of millions of berries. What's a little bit more?
A billion is a lot more, all right?
It's only like 3 or 4 times more. That's easily fuck upable.
Brother, if I had 3 to 4 times the amount of money I currently own, it arguably wouldn't be that much more money, but it would be a lot more money to me.
I was gonna say, 3 or 4 times the current amount of money you have right now.
I might actually hit like an extra digit in my account, but that extra digit's doing a lot of work for me. All right,
it's doing some heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. So so on to other things from this episode too. We got Sanji's raid suit in a can here. Do we think I mean, you probably know the answer to this having seen other things, but
I just like the fact that it just looks like a can of Coke. I mean, it doesn't look like a can of Coke, but like, you know, it's just a can of Coke with magical powers inside of it, presumably.
Yeah. I wish Devin was here to ask whether or not he thinks that Sanji's going to use the raid suit. I think he is. For the record, if not in its current form, he might have Usopp or somebody tinker with it and then maybe make it their own.
Hell yeah,
Usopp or Frankie, so that Sanji can use it. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets forced into using it while they're on Wano, and then later on they can make it something a little bit more specific to Sanji.
Okay, but is there even the smallest possibility that he just crushes that thing and like, I don't know, dumps it in the ocean?
No.
He's not kicking the can?
I don't think that's happened.
Okay.
No. He'd have done it by now. He already relented to giving it to the 2 goons, Chopper and Luffy, who wanted to put it on for themselves, but they can't because it's probably genetically coded to Sanji.
I just like the idea of like a Straw Hat Power Ranger. Like if Usopp and Frankie were to like pimp it out, I don't know what it would look like, but I like the idea of that. That sounds awesome. Mostly because I just like Power Ranger shit, so give me more of that. Also, fun fact, this is what episode? I want to say it was like 880. Was the episode I like restarted watching One Piece.
Okay.
Yeah, so I stopped in Dressrosa, for those who don't know or care. And so I took like a 2-year break, went over to my homie's house, and he's like, oh, yo, because he just moved to a new apartment or whatever. He was like, "Oh, yo, you watching One Piece these days?" I'm like, "Nah, man, I haven't watched One Piece in a long, long time, actually." He's like, "Nah, it's just getting really good. We're about to start this, like, it's the arc before the arc." And he was like catching me up on it. It was also around the same time Demon Slayer had just come out, so I was just watching a bunch of new shit, and I was like, "Damn, anime's kind of good right now. It's crazy." So the first thing I see is Bello Betty, and I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
God damn it. It's always the fucking fan service.
Listen, it was destiny, all right? God wanted me to see Bello Betty. He said, "Today, my son, you will return to One Piece." And through the sheer force of camaraderie and inspiration of Bello Betty,
through the only means I know works on teenage boys.
Come on, I'm like slightly better than that.
Are you?
Like I said, slightly.
Yeah, like the barest. Like,
listen, man, the bare minimum gets pretty far in life. I would know because I get complimented for it a little too often. It makes me uncomfortable.
For doing the bare minimum and skating by.
Yeah. When people are like disproportionately impressed by the bare minimum, yeah, it makes me a little uncomfortable. I'm like, listen, I know I'm most the average person on the planet. Why is your mind blown right now? Are you okay? How much have you been neglected on insert context front here? It's like, whoa, these cookies are amazing. Like, brother, that's like Toll House pre-made batter. What do you want about?
This is the easiest thing that I could make in the given amount of time.
I almost didn't do it. Like not that like I didn't do it because I was lazy. It's more like one could argue that I essentially did nothing at all.
I mean, you had to put them in the oven at least, right?
Yeah, but like, I don't know, that barely feels noteworthy.
I know. I mean, you take the squares out of the packaging, put them on a sheet.
I take it from cold place into hot place, and then wait for like 15 minutes, and then I have cookie. The hardest part is me overthinking how far 2 inches is, so I can properly space the cookies away from each other on the baking sheet. That's the most effort I have to put in.
Well, since you've brought up Bello Betty here, what's the deal with her? Who is she?
She is a member of the Revolutionary Army. I forgot the name of her like position. She's one of the 4 commanders. That's the word.
I think they're either captains or commanders.
Yeah.
The 4 compass directions.
Yeah,
the 4 cardinal directions.
Or at least it's implied that they overlook like a particular like ocean. So like north blue, south blue, east west. I was really impressed by Lindbergh, whatever his name is. That guy's got a cool design.
Very Mad Hatter-esque.
Yeah, I do like the steampunk aesthetic of the Revolutionary Army. And I think it really hits you when you see the 4 commanders, or whatever you want to call them. I enjoy them. I also enjoyed like I don't know. I mean, the Revolutionary Army is just cool, you know? They're just a bunch of rebels telling they roll up on this place called the Lucia Kingdom, and they're being overrun by one guy called Peachbeard. And they're like, "Hey, don't be walked all over by Peachbeard. Rise up, my fellow humans, and defeat one called Peachbeard." And then they do. And that's pretty sick.
And who's Peachbeard associated with?
Hold on, I just remember Peachbeard.
Oh, come on.
He's a subordinate of Blackbeard.
Yeah.
I love that his belt says Momo.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why.
Oh, Momo is the Japanese word for peach.
Oh, well, there you go. That makes sense. That's right there in front of my face the whole time.
You ever notice how Momonosuke's head is shaped like a peach?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
It's got a little bit of a gamer dent, you know?
And now we get to have an entire arc probably with Peach Nosuke. Peach Nosuke.
You think Wano is just like the land of peaches?
No, probably not.
I don't know, man. Their current prince, king, whatever shogun kid is named after a peach or peach inspired.
Sure, but I'm gonna go with a probably not.
I don't know, man.
I'm sure there's a heavy Japanese aesthetic here, and I know that sort of falls into it a little bit, but
like maybe you gotta like subvert the expectations. So, you know, Japan currently, or once upon a time, is known as the land of the rising sun, right? And so we are led to believe that Wano is like a heavily particular era of Japan, his aesthetic inspired.
Yes.
So instead of like, Oda likes subverting expectations and maybe doesn't want to be too on the nose about like, look at me writing about Japan. He's going to be like, instead of the land of the rising sun kind of thing, he's like, welcome to the land of peaches.
Welcome to the land of the fuzzy peach.
Yeah. Think of me, James, and his giant peach there.
Oh, maybe that'd be cool.
Wait, what if Momo is the James to our James and the giant peach? What if Wano is a giant peach, bro?
That would. I don't know how I would feel about that.
All the humans are essentially just worms living inside of a peach.
It's an entirely subterranean system. The whole society is just underground. They're all mole people. Debbie's gonna love this shit.
Yes, dude. Yes. This is how they've been hiding from other worlds, governments, and entities. They're mole people.
Have they been hiding? I don't think they've been hiding.
Hiding's the wrong word. They just have not been willing participants in the world.
Right.
They've been secluded and whatnot. And they're secluded because they live underground.
Right. It's just that this whole thing has just been leading to Gurren Lagann. That's all. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes, dude. Yes.
And Eneru's already taken to space, so we can get to space. We know that. Now we just got to get the drill that pierces the heavens, but non-copyright infringing. So
we gotta get to the center of the earth, bro.
Yeah, we get the shovel to pierce the stars or some type shit.
Oh yeah. So I like to hear, bro.
Wow, I don't even remember how we got here.
The amount of different tangents we had to crisscross and connect, or we got
here from the Revolutionary Army. So we've got your favorite fellow Betty. We've got Lindbergh, the Rabbit Man, who actually I'll back it up a little bit here. I agree with you. I do really enjoy the sort of steampunk aesthetic that is going on, at least with these commanders / Sabo, because outside of that, there's not a whole lot of it. Everyone else is I guess Koala also, Koala as well. But basically, everybody else is not super steampunk. But I like it. I'm a fan too. I enjoy the way that they're dressed. Like they have those. A lot of them have these big overcoats and the top hat action with goggles of some kind, and it's great. I love it. So Lindbergh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, it's funny. My favorite of the commanders is Karasu, and he's just a really emo guy who looks like he's a plague doctor.
Yeah, he's plague doctor crow guy.
Mm-hmm. He's also got so many abs.
He's got abs.
They also
on abs.
like he has a regular 6-pack, and then he has 2 pecs, and then they just kind of jam like 4 more abs in between his pecs and his actual abs.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird, but I fuck with it.
It is genetically possible for a human to have that. 6-packs are just the most common, but people can have anywhere from 4 to 12.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's really just genetics. Like
I gotta check my abs. There's a lot of belly in the way, but I think I can feel them out.
yeah, get in there. Really flex. But yeah, it's true. Those abdominal muscles, you're born with a certain number of them. They always come in pairs. Typically, there might be some disorder out there that maybe gives you an odd number, but yeah, you can have anywhere from 4 to 12. Although 12 is like extremely low % chance. So Karasu is he's part of the 1%ers.
He's what we like to call in the industry a genetic freak.
Yeah, he's a genetic marvel. So Karasu interests me probably the most out of any of them, but really just because of his devil fruit.
Hell yeah.
And obviously it fits the emo vibe here. He seems to be now. I so badly wish for another reason that Devin had been on this episode too, because I feel like he lightly manifested this in the episode that just. Oh, what are you talking about?
Oh, I was thinking. I was assuming that Devin had said something back in what's the end of that arc? Dressrosa.
Oh, because of the rat from Law's backstory.
Yeah, with Sabo, and I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty certain that Sabo said he would, or we knew that he was talking to Karasu. Like I'm pretty sure Sabo said his name. but like on a walkie-talkie, like we never saw his face or anything like that.
Well, I mean that might be true, but I'm specifically referring to the way that his devil fruit seems to work.
Mm-hmm. Which would be
the episode. So the way Karasu's devil fruit works, seemingly, is that he is essentially. He seems to have something along the lines of the crow fruit or the raven fruit, whatever version of black. What's that class of bird called? I forget right now. Corvids. Thank you, me. Thank you, me. Some black corvid, probably a crow, and he can seemingly just form and reform. He can take the form of a murder of crows and then reform into a person again. And then he has this shimmering cloak that just is a bunch of writhing crows. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. And so basically, think for anyone listening that doesn't already know what this guy looked like, think old vampires, the way that they can just disperse into a bunch of bats and then they can re-amalgamate again into a vampire. So just like that, but crows. And he wears a plague doctor mask, which upon seeing it, my mind has been so rotted in this one instance of internet, because anytime I see anything to do with plague doctors, I think of that old video of a kid walking through the park with a plague doctor outfit to Gangster's Paradise in the background. If you know what I'm talking about.
I think it's ringing a bell.
Yeah, I'll remind you after class, and we can experience that again together. But yeah, that's like in the upper echelon of internet videos that will go through my mind in the last minute of my life. So I think about it anytime I see Plague Doctor. So anyway, Devin, in the episode that released today, where we're talking about something towards the end of Whole Cake here, makes a reference, because it's that question that we had for the rain check, where it was basically just, or was it the email? It was the email, I think, where we had to pick, or was it you? We had to pick our second favorite of each.
Oh yeah, it was the email.
That was the email, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. So we had to pick our second favorite of the devil fruits.
King of the rats.
Well, we would eventually he was having trouble with one thing or another, like remembering his favorite Logias and Paramecias, and then at some point we got onto the topic of rat kings, like real rat kings, and then he talked about it would be great if there was a devil fruit that was just, it was the rat fruit, and then you would just come together and it'd be you're just a pack of rats, a swarm of rats. And so I feel like he lightly manifested that energy here, except the show went with crows instead of rats. So I can't wait to hear him talk about this. Hopefully next time we record.
Shout out to Devin.
So shout out to Devin. And then the last one that we haven't talked about is Morley, who is this giant guy, and he wears a very even more scantily clad outfit than Bello Betty, because he's basically just wearing this mini skirt, and I think a vest, maybe, I don't remember.
He's got he has backpack straps. What they're carrying, I can't exactly identify.
Yeah, there's probably a tiny backpack on there somewhere, but he has what I can only describe as the spaghetti fruit, because he takes a trident like a fork and he just sort of twirls it and pushes it and can make the ground go into putty spaghetti mode. So he is the only of the three seemingly. I mean, Lindbergh probably maybe has some form of Zoan fruit, I would think, unless they're a mink. But either way, seemingly all of these commanders have a devil fruit, and my guess for Lindbergh for now would be that they have a Zoan of some kind. But Morley's is not explicitly stated, although it's very clear that he has one.
Yeah, he's just built different, bro. He's just that strong.
I don't know about all that. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely strong. He got that giant energy, but I don't know that we got that we're doing all this without a devil fruit here. So we've got, I guess, to be fair, I think the only one who's explicitly stated is actually Bello Betty's what was it called? Power? What was pump? It was the pump fruit. Pump it louder. That's her. Louder. That's Bello Betty.
Yeah, it's the pump fruit.
Yeah, so she has this big ass flag, which I'm unclear if it's actually part of the power or not. they make it sound like it's supposed to be, because Morley goes into a little bit of detail about, oh, she's got the pump fruit. When she waves her flag, it gives people energy and brings out their latent strength. And I'm just wondering if when she ate the pump fruit, if the flag just spawned in her hand, and now she can't ever actually put it down. She has to live her entire life holding this flag because of the pump up fruit.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. The first time I laid eyes on Bello Betty and I saw how seemingly how her power worked, I immediately thought of Bologna from Smite, because it's literally just her ultimate.
Here! Yeah, it really is just that, huh? Dude, what if that would have been such a sick pull, actually, if she had the human model Bologna or something like that.
Dude, imagine.
Oh, that would have been so sick. I mean, the pump fruit is cool too. The name is basic, but I like the idea of having a more support style devil fruit like that. We've seen these before. Bon Clay's is a pretty good example of a support style devil fruit that we've seen too. So I like this idea that we've diversified a little bit here, and it's not just all offense. I guess I would qualify, as much as I dislike him, Foxy's slow fruit is probably more support oriented. Oh, that'd be so sick. Now I'm stuck on this model Bologna thing. We've got model Buddha,
Yeah.
Got the goddess of war in here.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, these are we spent. I feel like we spent way too much time on this, but we've got the 4 commanders, and they're supposed to be meeting Sabo and Dragon, and Ivankov makes their appearance again.
Let's go.
And our favorite second in command, Inazuma, and cool as a cucumber as always, chilling, vibing while the meeting happens. And so they're supposed to be at this meeting where they are discussing battle tactics for declaring war officially on the celestial dragons.
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Eat the rich, am I right?
Hell yeah.
So I'll ask you, I guess, what sort of dynamic do you think this is going to pose as we go forward now in terms of what we actually see in One Piece? Do you think there's going to be some intermix here, like during the arcs, where we maybe flash over to some of the stuff that's happening or that's set up in these episodes?
Oh, for sure. There's definitely going to be tuning in to like, hey, remember a couple episodes ago when we were doing this, that, and the other? Let's tune back into that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So lots of that. And what I am interested in about all this stuff is that I feel / assume that at some point, I'll say everyone's, but really just like the Straw Hats and like the Revolutionary Army, but I guess more specifically like Sabo and maybe Dragon. Everyone's individual paths and like side quests or whatever you want to call them are going to eventually converge. Like at some point, for whatever reason, however it happens, Luffy is going to, I don't know, maybe pursue a bad guy or just pursue something, right? And it's going to cause him to have to interact with the Revolutionary Army / his dad, and they're like essentially gonna have like the same shared goal. And then where we go from there, I don't really know. But I feel like I say it's inevitable as if it's such like a common sense thing. It really isn't. But like I just believe so passionately that our paths are converging. I don't necessarily know how we're gonna do it quite yet, but I truly believe that.
For the audience at large, I want you to clarify that you are not operating under any sort of knowledge right now that you have.
No, this is all speculative based on things that like I don't know. These are not things that I have been shown to be true yet, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm not spoiling. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Yes, that's what I'm getting at. So while we're on the topic, I'm sure you'll get asked this question again by Brendan at some point as we approach the new arc. But what has been your viewing experience up to this point? Like, is this the part where, like, I know you said before, like, this is the part where you kind of got back into it, but so are you basically, have you watched everything from now to present is my question, essentially.
Yes. However, the next couple of, by next couple, I mean, the next 100 or plus, episodes are from literal years ago. So like I'll remember a couple of things, but a lot of it will be like refreshing. I'm gonna need my memory jogged a little bit as we go forward. But yes, I've basically my hiatus, my sabbatical from One Piece is over. I'm back on. Like I know basically everything going forward for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer empty newbie guy watching Whole Cake Island for the first time. I am now. I'm back. I'm home.
Yeah, this is but it's like it's like a moment of, we know broad strokes, but some of the finer details are maybe have been lost to time.
Yeah, the finer details are definitely lost.
Well, I wish you luck on the next 100+ episodes of you getting absolutely railed by, getting refamiliarized, but railed by Brendan more so when you say something and then he goes, well, that's because you have future knowledge. You already seen this.
Listen, everything here is future knowledge. All is the future. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. Yeah, I'm gonna say it now because I don't know if I've said it elsewhere outside of a spoiler cast. The upcoming arc is like top 5 easily. I debated for many months and I guess now technically years on whether or not this is my favorite arc in One Piece at the time. I think the new or like the current stuff is pretty nice and it causes me to enter another internal debate. But yeah, the next arc, shit was peak for me for a long time. The real question to myself was like, do I like this more than like Sabaody/Marineford? And I could never come up with an answer for myself. So maybe upon a rewatch, I'll finally formulate a concrete answer.
This is the time. Second time through. You've gotten a second time on the other stuff, so now it's time for the second time on this one.
Yeah. Realistically, it's Zoro holding it down because, you know, Sabaody and Marineford, Zoro disappears. Zoro comes back in the upcoming arc. So, like,
yeah, now Zoro's coming back and we got this heavy samurai theme. It makes perfect sense to me that it would be your favorite just on that alone. Yeah.
All my homies love Zoro.
So we think now, I want to ask maybe one more question about Revolutionary Army against Celestial Dragons here. And I don't know obviously what happens in the next 300-ish episodes, but so feel free to tell me that I'm reaching for something that you already know the answer to. But what I'm wondering now, how much of an actual fight we're gonna witness between the Revolutionary Army and the Celestial Dragons, because like the Revery, which we'll get to in a second also, the Revery has been being teased for basically 2 whole arcs now.
Yeah.
And at the end of every arc, we creep ever so slightly closer to it actually happening. I think at the end of these episodes, maybe even the end of the last one, 881 that we watched, I think they specifically say it's 2 days away or something to that effect. And so like hopefully we'll be getting some Reverie stuff happening. I know that there's like 8 or 10 episodes between now and when we start Wano or something like that, whatever it is. I think somebody said 12 or 15 episodes in between end of Whole Cake, start of Wano. So like I would assume that we'll get Reverie stuff then. But in terms of
I would laugh so hard if it turns out we don't even come close.
Oh, dude, I'd be pissed. I'd be so fucking annoyed, man. They can't keep stringing me along on these less than crumbs, these iotas of crumbs for this whole Reverie thing.
It's like the United Nations coming together. It's big news. Big
news, Morgans.
The literal world-changing event, you would assume, because, you know, the whole world's gathering, essentially.
Yeah. Well, the important people, the quote-unquote important people are gathering. But my point is that I wonder if we're going to see interspersed scenes of the Revolutionary Army versus the Celestial Dragons or the world government, whatever specifically it looks like that their battle plans are. So my hope is that even though we're going to be in Wano, like I wouldn't, you know, normally I'm a bit of a stickler for having only 2 or 3 plot lines at most when it comes to these arcs, because obviously I've complained in the past of Fishman and Dressrosa where they were just scattered between 5 or 6 different line. We got A, B, C plot, and then we got like D, E, F, G's also. that stuff annoys me. So I recognize that this is gonna sound antithetical to what I normally say, but I wouldn't mind like if every, I don't know, 20 or 30 episodes or something, we just take a brief pause on whatever the hell's going on in Wano, and then we just go like, hey, by the way, this some shit's going down on
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Some island where the army is doing battle with, I don't know, the celestial dragons, or again the world government, whatever, however that manifests. So just because I'm interested to see, there's been so little on what goes on with the Revolutionary Army. They've been this just background set of figures, this background entity for so long, and now we're getting little by little. Once Sabo hit our screens again, we're getting a little bit more. Obviously, it started before that with pre-time skip, where we learned Ivankov was also part of the Revolutionary Army, and Kuma was, and so on. But now that we've got this tie in Sabo, we're getting a little bit more of a peek into what goes on here, and I want to keep getting that, because what goes on with them is potentially some of the most world-altering stuff that could happen outside, you know, in the broader world. Luffy's shaking up things in the pirate world, especially, and Blackbeard too. But what goes on with the Revolutionary Army is something that happens to be a little bit larger than what's going on in just the Grand Line here. So, all right, well, I mean, it takes place in the Grand Line too. You get my point. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Speaking of other things that are exciting and Luffy making waves in the pirate world, our boy, we talked about his bounty going up to 1.5 billion berries, but what we did not mention yet is the fact that my boy's been named the 5th Emperor of the Sea.
Okay, are you thinking that's like an official thing that's going to be recognized, or it's more like a Emperor Junior kind of status?
As far as I'm concerned, if Big News Morgan says it, I believe it. It's fact. Big News Morgan's, he only prints cold hard facts, my guy.
You know,
no salacious titles here.
No clickbaits ever.
Not my Morgans. I love that scene of I think it was it Akainu, where no, it was Big Mom. Big Mom was getting pissed at Morgans because
it was like, oh, big Luffy, Jesus,
Big Luffy.
Shaw Luffy won the fight, and she's like, he ain't win shit. I'm still here. That little weenie hut junior ran away from me. Big Mom coming back with a vengeance. I guess now my question to you would be, how soon does she come back?
Oh, I don't expect to see her until after Wano at a minimum. Were you there when we talked about this? We talked about this somewhat recently. Maybe it's next week's recording. I don't remember. I think you were were you? No, you were here for the end of the arc.
We talked about this. Podcast. I just can't tell you where and when it was.
No, you were here for the end of Whole Cake. We talked about this at the end of Whole Cake, where we speculated on when we might see Big Mom again, considering that she didn't actually get knocked down or anything like that. So yeah, I don't expect to see her until after Wano at a minimum, and maybe even not after that either. So I don't know. I don't expect to see her very often, but it wouldn't surprise me if we saw little hints here and there potentially of what's going on in Whole Cake, but I wouldn't count on it.
Okay.
So 5th Emperor Luffy now, yeah. I'm I right now, obviously this is a bit of a homebrew title where Big News Morgan is just putting in that clickbait title, like you said, and he's getting the viewers' attention, and it's fucking working, because everyone and their mother is looking at that paper and seeing his goofy face on the front and reading that 5th Emperor title. So, the other emperors, except for Shanks all about it. The other 3 emperors are like, who's this guy? Who's this guy?
Yeah. Also, Kaido was particularly interested in what Luffy was like doing, hanging around Big Mom.
Yeah. I was kind of, I mean, he's obviously angry, but I was wondering exactly in what way, I guess, because he's still obviously very angry about the destruction of the Smiles factory. So he's not happy with Luffy. But I wonder what his reaction to him taking on Big Mom is. It feels like, to me, Kaido probably thinks that Luffy's being too arrogant in trying to challenge an emperor. And I think largely that is true. Luffy was way in over his head trying to do this. But they got away with it, so he gets his bounty raised and he gets the accolades. But yeah, so I wonder now exactly how this is going to play into him probably meeting Kaido in the next arc. Because that's what I would imagine.
How do you actually okay. I should save my question for later down the road. It'll be more important in a couple of weeks. Okay.
Okay.
Or like it would just be like, I don't know, make better content in a couple of weeks. What can I ask you? Because I have too much knowledge now. I'm back on my bullshit. One parallel I thought was really cool was that so there's the Revery happening, which is however many kingdoms there are in the world that are recognized by the world government are gathering to essentially have their own like United Nations G8 kind of summit thing where they talk about issues, whatever that looks like exactly in the One Piece world. Seemingly so that the Revolutionary Army are essentially holding their own form of reverie, because who knows how often all of their, commanders and forces like gathered together in such a large sense,
Yeah.
So I think that parallel is pretty cool. And so so we know that the Revolutionary Army is essentially being like, yo, we're finally going to hit the Celestial Dragons hard, and for real, we're gonna kind of step into the spotlight kind of thing. And so it makes me wonder if that's like what kind of other parallel could we form with that knowledge at the Reverie? Like, is someone going to declare war on a country or on pirates or some shit like that in this boardroom meeting or whatever you want to call it?
It's possible. The worst generation have been making waves in various ways as the last 2 years have progressed. So there could be a chance. A lot of the kingdoms that are there are probably going to be much more aligned with the world government / celestial dragons than we currently know of. We obviously have taken a liking to a couple of these places because Luffy has either saved them or worked alongside them to battle something that's going on in their countries. We've got Alabasta, obviously. We've got Dressrosa. There's the other king that's associated with Dressrosa, the one who boxes. I forget what his was it province? Right?
Yeah, he's the king of Province Kingdom. What's his name? Something Bello.
I can't remember.
What's his name? Bello? What's his name?
I don't think it's Bello.
I mean, it doesn't even fucking matter, but I see his face in my mind. I see his king punch. I just can't remember his name.
Yeah, so like we've got these three.
Elizabello, that's his name.
Elizabello. Okay, so you were mostly right. So we've got these handful of kingdoms and people that are on Luffy's side that just can't openly admit that. So I think that to some extent there's probably going to be alliances or factions that start setting out to maybe quell and crush this this resurging age of piracy, because I'm sure a lot of their kingdoms have been under siege by pirates who are much less nice than our Straw Hats are. So a la people like Peachbeard and his grumpy ass. Just let the woman have her fucking milk, dude. So yeah, I think there is probably going to be something that goes down there that ends up with the likelihood of the government going after pirates in more earnest being a thing.
Do you? Okay, so my assumption is going to be, let's say someone brings to the table like, oh, the Straw Hat Luffy guy's a big problem. He just attacked Big Mom in broad daylight, blah, 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 blah. Really, really trying to make Luffy public enemy number one. And so we have our allies here who I'm going to, in this type of situation, speak on his behalf, kind of basically not so subtly imply that they're allies of his, because they're like, oh, well, he saved my country, I should be thankful, blah, 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 blah. Do you see there being like some real crazy consequences for those people?
I'm unsure. I think that
this is also assuming my hypothetical scenario is even remotely correct and true and happenstance, right?
Well, sure. Yeah, I'm operating under the assumption that they would openly say something like that, which I don't think they would. I think that we've already established with King Riku, who tells Rebecca when she's running around with the newspaper that it's fine right now that you can't, because we're all chill on this boat. Like everyone's cool, everyone's passed the vibe test here, but you can't openly say, oh yeah, we love Straw Hat Luffy when we're at the Reverie. So I would say that they would, if they're going to try and dissuade other people from really, not victimizing, but like making Luffy the enemy, the focus of all of their ire, then I think they would do something a little more subtle, like, I don't know, find some more diplomatic reason or some economic reason to not go after Luffy. Like, try and tell them that convince them that something else is more important than this one pirate kid,
Okay. That makes sense. Big braining. Don't fucking get arrested and become slaves.
Yeah, probably not the best look if they start going to bat for Luffy and then everyone turns to them. It's like the Simpsons scene, everyone just turns around in their seats and stares. Say the line, Bart, but like, don't say the line.
Okay. I feel like I had another question. It's one. Right. So Shanks, all the other emperors are looking at Luffy's bounty and they're commenting on it essentially. And not Luffy. Shanks says that it might be time for him and Luffy to finally cross paths. So my question is, one, do you think that's happening anytime soon?
Probably not. No.
Okay, fair enough. Second question would be, in what capacity does Shanks approach Luffy now? Is that still going to be his little buddy, his little protege of sorts, or is he going to step up to Luffy as like a rival or like some type of threat?
Like Luffy's going to be a threat to Shanks?
Yeah, like in Shanks's mind, do you think he will approach him / maybe views him as like just a little kid from Fuchsia Village who he finds amusing, or is he gonna be like, hey, yo, that's another emperor, that's like my rival, that's my competition kind of thing, like more antagonistic, I guess is how I'd put it?
No, I don't think we're gonna end up in a like Shanks might jokingly try and push Luffy to some extreme, just like in a training sense, but I don't think it's gonna end up in. Shanks has been pretty open about his love for Luffy, so I don't think we're gonna get to a point. Maybe he'll tease him about being a fifth emperor and doing the same thing as Blackbeard. Blackbeard was very much like, you're not ready for that yet, but in a way that's like, I'm gonna fucking kill your ass. Shanks is gonna be like, you're not ready for that, but because like really, like there's some tough people out there, dog. I don't know if you got that. I don't know if you're strong enough yet. And then like, I don't know, train him maybe, but I highly doubt that we're gonna actually see Luffy and Shanks interact anytime soon.
So Shanks is essentially just gonna big bro him or little bro him.
Luffy is the little bro, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot how that phrase works in terms of like who is big bro and who is little bro. Like if I little bro you, does that mean I am turning you into little brother, or am I implying I'm little brother?
Yes.
Maybe my English comprehension isn't so good.
I don't know.
So someone in the comments help me out here.
I don't know specifically what you're on about, but
shout out to my boy Koby doing big things out here.
Yeah, dude, it was so cool to see Koby again.
He looks a little less Weenie Hut Jr. and I don't mean like visually, but like I don't know, he gives me the sense that he's got that dog in him. He went from a little puppy that was like 2 weeks old to like, maybe he's got a solid like, what's a medium-sized dog? He's got like that Shiba Inu in him,
Yeah, he's got a solid like Australian Shepherd in him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems to be the case, given we got a little hint into his physical abilities. He swims faster than a speeding torpedo and also has a pretty advanced level of observation hockey. So we got a little peek into it, and the glow up is real too. Like, my God, my man is hot now. Still rocking those glasses, but they look way better on him now that he's got.
Apparently, have invented contact lenses in One Piece universe. Apparently,
No. We don't need those.
Don't you wear contact lenses?
I do wear contact lenses. It's true, but I dislike them strongly. They make my eyes dry. Yeah, if at any point I can get new eyes and have it just like be a thing, some 2020 vision eyes, I'll do that. I'm all for it. Sign me up for the test drives on that one.
So are you like a racerhead out here, just carrying out like bottles of eye drops on deck?
Yeah, pretty much.
Anything you want to touch upon? Anything I'm missing? Questions, comments, concerns?
I think
speculations.
For the most part, any other speculations to be had?
Has Kaido moved you in any way?
Kaido? No, Kaido has not moved me at all. I don't. Okay. I don't. I feel like I'm just excited to see Kaido in action.
Okay.
I want to see this dragon fruit manifest.
Man, you're really banking on the idea that Devin's correct on this, huh?
I'm banking on the fact that we're both correct. We were both talking about this. But yes, I'm also pretty convinced that he's got the dragon fruit.
Man, y'all are gonna be so disappointed when he turns to a fucking pigeon.
He's gonna turn into a goldfish. Turns out the tattoo on his arm was fish scales and not dragon scales.
You're gonna find out he was Hatsuri the whole time.
Yeah.
And Rob Lucci actually works. For Big Kaido. I don't know why I keep adding the word big in front of everybody.
Everybody's big. I mean, Kaido is pretty big, physically speaking. That is
big
true.
Mom, Big Kaido, Big News
Big
Morgans.
Luffy, Big News Morgans. Everyone really is just big. Everyone's big mode. Shout out to Video Game Donkey. We got another mention, and I'm actually going to go out of my way and say that we'll probably see the other admiral at some point in the next arc.
Ryokyu. Yeah. Do you think we'll see him before we see Shanks?
Yes, actually, I think we will. He is turning into a little bit of a Shanks-esque figure where we get his name every now and then, but we haven't seen him since his name was first mentioned 300 episodes ago. But I think we will probably see Ryokyu before Shanks meets Luffy again. I think that is true. They specifically mentioned that he's at the Revery, right? Like Ryokyu showed up at the Revery.
My details are fuzzy, but I know Akainu is mad at Fujitora for showing up at the Revery or like the location is going to show up at. And so if he's not already there, he's sending Green Bull to shoo away Fujitora.
I think I remember that the random Marine that showed up to do the report was he mentioned that Fujitora was on Mary Joie and that ticked off Akainu. But then at some point in the conversation, he also mentions Ryokyu, and I believe it was in the context that he is also there or was about to be there or something like that. Because it
would make sense that Green Bull is like nearby because we don't know what Kuzan or not Kuzan, wrong guy. Kizaru is doing.
Kizaru is literally there in the room.
Oh.
We know what he's doing. Did you watch these episodes, Justin?
Well, yeah, of course.
Justin, did you watch these episodes?
Yeah, man.
Look me in the eye.
Seven? Wow. Yeah, I started from the 700s. That's a go back couple episodes.
Yeah, I just needed a quick refresh.
Yeah, I gotta get all his knowledge before he hits to Wano. There's some key details that we glossed over in the 700s. You know.
Yeah,
it's gonna be real important next time.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, Kizaru's in the room where it happened on this one. He's big chilling. He's big chilling with Akainu in New Marineford headquarters. I love the little conversation that they have where the Marine is recounting how he spoke to Fujitora, and Akainu's like, I told him to never step foot on any Marine base ever again until he's got Luffy and Law's heads, and then the no-name Marine kind of cowers and goes, well, Fujitora gave a pretty convincing argument, and then it flashes to Fujitora, and he's just like, well, technically, Mary Joie is not a Navy base, and then it just pisses Akainu off even more, which is great. Love that. And then Kizaru's kind of just laughing in the corner, like, very middle child energy. And so yeah, I'm excited. I'd love to see more Fujitora. Fujitora is my man, so I'm looking forward to more of him if I can get it. I forgot where this really started. I guess it was just with Ryokugyu. Yeah, we'll probably see him. I'm looking forward to that too. Oh, and Smug Sengoku. God, there's just so much that happens with New Marineford. Smug Sengoku, I'm living for that too. He peeks around the corner riding Sengoku, which also, I mean, I know he's done this before, and we've probably commented on it, but man, Sengoku's back.
Oh yeah,
strong as fuck.
My man is big enjoying retirement.
He got the core energy of a god. Sengoku walks around with Goku on his back the entire time and doesn't even flinch. I think he's absorbing some of Luffy's power through that 1.5 billion berry bounty poster that Sengoku's feeding him. That was great. Yet another reason it's a shame that Devin wasn't here this week.
Hate to see it, kids.
Curse back problems. Go make sure you go to a chiropractor, kids, or just stretch. I don't know. Probably cheaper.
Or, don't become old.
Well, yeah. Just find the fountain of youth.
Juan's been looking for centuries.
All right. I think that more or less covers it in terms of things.
I forgot there was more parts of this episode ending than I remembered.
Yes,
I was like, time for fan mail. I'm like, hold on, there's a couple
no,
stuff
sir.
I'm just saying quotes, ain't got none. So sorry.
Actually, I kind of don't have any either. I was in two modes watching these episodes. I was either invested in the lore that we were getting, or I was hurriedly skipping through all of the flashback stuff I already seen before. So
big facts.
I was too enraptured when I was watching to pay attention to quotes.
Well, then we move on to Golden Ham, and I don't.
Oh, that's tough.
That
tough,
is
man.
Kind of tough because a bunch of people made appearances, a bunch of people did some cool stuff. Who does the coolest, most important shit? Who can say? You know what? There's a lot of people I could give this Golden Ham to. Arguably a lot more people that I would maybe prefer to give the Golden Ham to. But I'm gonna nominate Brooke for correcting everyone
for his reading skills,
for his reading comprehension. Yeah, man.
Oh, I'm surprised you're not giving it to Bello Betty.
Nah, I mean, she cool, but if I were to give it to a commander there, it would probably go to Karasu or Morley. I fuck with Morley.
Yeah,
Morley's on track to become one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, Morley's good. All the commanders have a fun little quirk. I loved Karasu when he was getting pissed off at Peachbeard because he wasn't listening to him, and then at the end, like you can hear him mumbling, and it just seems like that's his natural speaking tone, and he just gets pissed when people can't hear him, and that is true. But also, he has a little microphone built into his mask that he just hadn't turned on, and they do that little thing at the end of the episode where Lindbergh goes, "Oh, by the way, Karasu, you forgot to turn your mask speaker on." And he goes, "Oh shit."
It's that one scene from the Loki. It was either a movie or a show. He's like, I've been talking to myself for the past 30 minutes. Which is highly relatable content. I've done that too many times.
I was going to say, when you join a PlayStation party 5 years ago.
Me when I enter a Discord call, mute to talk to my mom, forget to unmute. And I just somehow think people are talking back to me because they just respond appropriately. And then an hour later, I'm like, hey, is someone hear me? What's going on? Or no, an hour later, someone goes, hey, is Justin still there? And I go,
is Justin alive?
Never gets old, except it does. And I wish I'd outgrow that awful habit.
Oh, fuck, man. There's so many options and yet so little options, because while we get a lot of lore dumping, there's not really a whole lot to specifically latch onto, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to give it to... I got hiccups. Excuse me. I'd be willing to give it to someone in the Revolutionary Army, I suppose. Brooke's kind of funny for reading comprehension. Also, Zeus showed up again. So we've officially got Zeus on the crew. Not that I'm
man's just living in Nami's pocket dimension.
Yeah, the pocket Klimatok now. So... not that I'm advocating for him for Golden Ham. I just remembered it off now. I don't even know, dude. I could give it to Koby too. You know, I could give it to my boy Koby.
Respectable answer. You're really fighting me on this Brook pick.
I don't know. I wouldn't give it to Brook. I wouldn't. Brooke's funny, but I wouldn't give it to Brook. I would rather go for someone else. I'd give it to Karasu before Brook, I think.
I can't. Okay, I could easily say Karasu too, but like, let me think about this a little bit more.
I'd give it to Koby before Karasu for the record, in case you're swayed.
I fuck with the Koby. I fuck with the Koby pick.
Hell yeah, my baby boy.
My boy. Hell yeah,
my cinnamon roll. He's so adorable. He's like trying to pretend that he doesn't know Luffy and isn't a huge fan. Rebecca's like, "You like Straw Hat Luffy, don't you, Squidward?" And he's like, no. Also, Rebecca was kind of adorable when she was running around the ship with the newspaper and he going, hey, did you see the news? Did you read about Luffy and all of these other things? And they're like, yeah. And she goes, oh man, okay. And then finally when Koby shows up and he hasn't read it, she's like, oh, someone who doesn't know.
Finally, my life has been fulfilled.
Oh God, there's so many things. Now I'm thinking about the newspaper, and there was pictures of fucking Whitebeard's quote unquote son on the back of it at one point too, and obviously all the writing is illegible, but there's all these like little Easter eggs, like where there's Vegapunk name is across there, and you see Caesar, and then also little kids, and it's like, damn, how far back is this newspaper? That shit was weeks ago at this point, unless there's some other update about how well the kids are doing now. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe Edward Weevil is out here fucking up more shit along the way.
And Bonnie, I think Bonnie was back there too. I remember.
Still no word on my man. What's this guy's name? That's how useless he is. Aruge. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Bro, Aruge's gonna come up big time. Trust.
Dude, at this point, Aruge's been more somewhat relevant to the plot than one of my more favorite of the worst generations, Basil Hawkins. Dude, I want to see what that guy's up to these days.
What was the last
He's
time
like one of the only ones that hasn't gotten a real update in a while.
Last time we saw him was that like meeting between Kid, him, and Apu, because they're trying to like form some alliance, and then Kaido falls from the sky.
Yeah, but even after that, we get Apu working for Kaido and Kid fucked up in a cell.
Yeah, seemingly like held hostage or whatever.
I don't remember I think Kid might have been the only one, but I guess it's possible that Hawkins was also there.
I will confirm that Kid was the only person visible in that scene. We have no eyes on Killer or Hawkins or anyone else.
Yeah, I want to know what Hawkins is up to.
So you're thinking your favorite character is now dead?
No. I sure fucking hope not, but no.
Who can say? You never know.
That'd be fucking crazy.
Apple was clearly a traitor. Maybe Hawkins just, had to be written off. Maybe he was too OP and Oda was like, nah, we gotta kill him now. Before I write myself into a hole.
He did have the second highest bounty, I think, right? I think, recently re-listened to one of the episodes where all their bounties were specifically mentioned and for work-related purposes. And he had the second highest bounty. He was right below Kid, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
I do not remember that particular detail, but you know what? What if though?
I'm pretty sure I'm correct. He's either second or third highest. So he's clearly up there in terms of what the Navy at least thinks he's a threat level wise. So the
Navy's afraid of magic.
The Navy is afraid of voodoo magic. Yeah, they're not trying to have some.
They're not trying to get a bad tarot card reading.
Yeah, or the straw dolls. What are those things? Is it voodoo doll? No, this whatever.
Listen, if you remember Kugisaki Nobara from JJK, yeah, that.
Yes. Where you make the little straw doll, you stab it, and it's a voodoo doll, right? I'm not crazy.
As far as I know.
I feel like I'm second guessing myself on this when voodoo doll is right.
Listen, if you tell me that there's something besides a voodoo doll is more accurate, I'll also believe that. So whatever answer you want to say is right today, I agree with you.
I'm going with voodoo doll. Final answer. Locked in. 3.5 stars. All right.
So shout out to Koby.
Shout out to Koby. What's the next thing on the dock?
We got a fan mail from listener Cyrus, who writes,
"Ooh,
I love your guys' podcast. It is amazing, and I try to listen to it every night. I'm going
Oh my God,
backwards from
okay.
Just Roasted to wait for more episodes on Whole Cake. Keep up the good podcast. You earned those stars. I wish Jordy would show up more. I want to hear more from the Starbucks barista. I have no idea who the fuck that is. Again, thank you and keep on keeping on. Sincerely, Cyrus. Was that a Fiverr person we bought one time? Like, who the hell is the Starbucks barista?
I don't.
Is he referring to Devin or some shit? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
If you're a Starbucks barista who's ever been associated with our show, please contact
please
us.
let us know. Or Cyrus, tell us more specifically who you're talking about. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless they're calling Jordy a Starbucks barista, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
You know what? Maybe.
Oh, it's Isaac. Did Isaac mention Starbucks that one time? Bruno from the bar.
Shit. Who knows, man?
I don't know, man.
But thank you for the email, Cyrus. We appreciate you.
Thank you for the kind words, Cyrus. I hope that your re-listen goes well and that you save up enough time for us to make more content for you. That being said, producer shout-outs go to Taco and It's Me Rabbit once more. Woo! Let's go, baby. Another month, another Taco Rabbit Taco. It's great. We love you guys for supporting us. Thank you so much. And there's your money is going towards a good cause. We got some changes coming in the future, and some in the far future, but some in the not so far future. And so be assured that your money is going to good use to make this production even better. All right, moving on now to the I have a gab, and I have an intense desire to have you dive on in.
Oh yeah, all right, we're going in. No pain. Ooh, it's just paper this time. Just paper this time, I think. I don't know yet. It feels like paper, which is a good sign, I think. I hope.
Yeah.
And I pull this out. It's like, oh, cool. It's a Wano poster. This one's Sanji's. Shout out to 333 million, billion, whatever. It's million.
It's million. And his name is Vinsmoke Sanji now, not Blackleg.
Damn, you hate to see it, kids. Ruin it. Everyone found out his truth and he hates it. He's being perceived and he hates it.
But he is higher than Zoro now, so there's that.
Whoa. Hold on.
I mean, that's just objective facts. That's not. This is an opinion here.
Listen, you don't know what he's been doing in Wano, all right? You don't know what could happen when we land on Wano, all right? You don't know what could change.
But it hasn't changed yet.
I can comment no longer, but just know that I am advocating for my boy.
What's the fucking wanted poster say?
It says, let me flip it on the back. It says Vegapunks. And it also says blender.
That.
I think it's kind of funny that we somehow have gone this far with Vegapunk. I've never once done a blender. Maybe we're just avoiding low-hanging fruit, but I don't know. It's still funny.
Is that a low-hanging fruit? I mean, it's easy.
I just feel like a blender is such a, I don't know. When I think of, hey, give dough fruit to this thing, I feel like blender just jumps to the mind so quickly.
I mean, in terms of things that I can suspend my disbelief and you tell me that the object ate it, yeah, a blender is pretty high up there. You just throw it in there, press the button, you go, oh yeah, it ate, sure, it ate the devil fruit. But in terms of things that I would actually want to mix the blender with, I don't know. That part seems slightly harder.
All right, well, then I'll start off with this because I thought about this earlier because I think it's really funny. I want to give the blender the munch fruit and to see what happens. I just want to plug my blender in and just keep blending stuff and see what happens, man.
But so you want the blender to inherit the properties of whatever you blend?
Yeah, like if I don't know. If I decided to blend a power drill, does my blender grow a power drill?
So stupid. So stupid.
I also kind of forgot that a blender is actually a really violent machine. So I was like, what if I threw an animal in the blender? Does it turn part pig or something? Kind of forgetting the reality of what a blender does.
Oh my god. That's so the mental image of just jamming a power drill into a I don't know why that was so funny. I'm imagining someone just angrily throwing a power drill in there, slamming the top down on this blender and go, just the angriest sound you've ever heard of metal on metal and boards sparking as the God. Yeah, I mean, in terms of things that would be the most useful, I guess, yeah, turning your blender into a different tool is up there. I don't know.
I just want to give it the munch motion and just see what happens.
And just see what happens. I'm just
curious.
Oh my God. Oh, fuck.
So, something about, like, when I thought about that earlier today, I was like, something about the munch fruit and the blender being together just sounds so right.
Thought about it earlier today. We just picked this randomly out of a bag. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, I know, but like, I just be thinking about our podcast a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd be running through scenarios.
I see, and this just happened to be one of them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I see. Yeah, man. I don't. Yeah, I know. Why stop there? Give the blender the weapon fruit or whatever the fuck Baby 5 had.
Hell yeah.
just make it the perfect multi-tool.
Yes, dude. Yes. Now we're talking. Someone tries to break into my house, I immediately reach for my blender that's on my nightstand.
Yeah. Then I keep it under my pillow. right next to my knife and my back teeth.
It's like, hey, dude, what are you doing with that ninja blender under your pillow? Trying to find out?
Fuck around and find out. Some people reach for their baseball bat. I reach for my blender. I want to give it as like an animal style fruit. How would I'm imagining some horrific experiment like Full Metal Alchemist style experiment gone wrong of an antelope with a blender for a mouth, you know, like they bite you and then their teeth start rotating here like a chainsaw rev up and it's just
oh no,
and it just like slowly blends your arm. I don't know.
I can't think of what animal it would fit perfectly with, but my brain is just trying to imagine like what's an animal with the tail and the tail is just a blender or like blender tipped.
Oh, dude, we've already got a whole anime about this.
Hello?
It's Chainsaw Man. We give it the human fruit.
Okay, this is great.
We've already got this. I'm sure the blender demon already exists in that universe too. There's definitely enough people out there who are scared of.
How many people are afraid of? Actually, hold on, no. I mean, dude, are people that afraid of blenders?
I bet you they are. They're afraid of the irrationally like putting their hand in it and having it getting chopped up like the what do you call it? The garbage disposal in a sink.
I guess that's fair. Probably not a very high level demon in that universe.
No, I'm sure it's relatively low level, but yeah.
Someone sees the blender demon on the street, he's like, hey, look at that guy. No respect.
Yeah. Any elemental type zoan type fruit feels, I don't know, like what would you realistically, how do you flavor that at that point? Like how do you give the...
My brain's like, if I gave my blender the ice fruit, what can I use that for? Like in my brain's like, I can make iced coffee in my blender, but then I say that out loud, I'm like, that sounds so stupid.
Yeah, all my smoothies are the perfect temperature every time.
Hold on, wait. I think you're cooking.
I don't have to freeze my fruit ahead of time. I can buy it fresh, throw it in, and have it chilled as I blend it with the ice and peanut butter and the oats and whatever else you stick in it. Greek yogurt.
I think you're onto something.
Mm-hmm. Conversely, you could put like the oven fruit in there and make hot beverages or foods. It could be your one-stop shop for appliances. You don't need a stove anymore or a microwave. Throw that shit in the blender, dude. I love taking these like super powerful Lokias and just reducing them down to food prep. Like we could have the fucking blender shoot ice beams at varying degrees depending on what button you press, but we're like, nah, make my smoothie cold.
This is what this this segment was all about really. Everyone was like, man, I'm trying to create something like super cool or whatever. Like, nah, bro, I'm just trying to make a really cool blender.
Just make my shit the perfect temp.
Yeah, man. Everyone's like, oh, what if I gave my blender this thing and I turned it into a superhero? I was like, nah, bro, I just want like a really good blender.
Yeah, I give it the invisible fruit. Why? Because fuck you.
Because I can. Becomes a really funny. It's like, dude, where's my blender?
Where's your blender,
It's like,
dude?
I don't know. Where do you keep it? Well, the problem is I gave it the invisibility fruit. Why would you do that? I don't know. I just felt like it.
Well, I just, whenever I'm cleaning the kitchen and it looks too clean, I just know that I can press that button and have one thing just disappear on a dime, and I basically have to do nothing. But now you have to remember where it is. So it's like, yeah, well, potato. It's still there. I just got to feel around a little bit and just hope I don't cut my hand off.
Yeah. That's great.
Let us know in the comments /email what you would put in your chilled blender. But that being said, thank you for joining us. You can let us know on Instagram and Twitter as well if you'd like. That's at Panda Sightings for our socials. You can follow us on TikTok too, and go check out some of our shorts and stuff there. YouTube, we got it all. You can email us like Cyrus did at pandasettings@gmail.com. Feel free. It's great. It's free. It takes only a couple minutes of your time, and we love it. And you'll get name dropped here, and you'll be famous forever once we get to those Crunchyroll awards. If you'd like to support us like Taco and It's Me Rabbit did, you can go to our Discord, the link of which you'll find in the link tree of our socials or in the podcast description. You can sign up for our Discord membership tiers there. They have the producer shout out tier because they are excellent human beings. But there's a lower tier for people who can't quite afford to be that liberal with their money. And then you can also, while you're there, chat with a bunch of people that our Discord's popping right about now. We've got a lot of people going on in and out talking. Thursdays are, big day, podcast drop day. People are in there talking. And then whatever day the manga drops, there's the channel dedicated to that. I hear it's popping in there too sometimes. So come along and rate us 5 stars on Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. And yeah. Well, what do we do now? Hello?
It's just really hot.
Oh, he is here. Okay. I thought he just unceremoniously just Irish exited on me. I was gonna be sad.
This is really hot, bro.
Yeah,
it's like
I agree.
9.
You are really
it's hot. Oh, what?
You don't. No. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's really hot outside right now. It's gotta break out the air conditioner sometime soon.
Dude, it's like it's the worst because it's like it's hot, but it's like not hot enough for me to justify the AC. It's fucked up.
Incoming comments from somebody who I'll never meet in my entire life. Oh, you think it's hot where you are? Imagine living in 105-degree weather with nothing but the sweat on your brow to keep you cold.
Hey, no one told you to live in Arizona. All right.
Yeah, nobody told you to live in Las Vegas. All right. Nobody told you to live in Death Valley.
It was named that for a reason.
Got a grip.
Also, today's high was 90 degrees. No wonder I was sweating through my scrubs.
Oh, was it 90 degrees Celsius, Justin? Because if it wasn't, you ain't got shit on me.
Are you okay, man?
No.
I don't know who this hypothetical enemy is, but you're real heated about them.
I'm out here ready to make enemies. That's what it is. I don't have enough enemies. I'm the opposite of your boy from Vinland Saga. I'm trying to make enemies.
We feed the blender the op fruit.
Yeah, not
one piece op. Well,
yeah.
Not 1p, 2 P's.
Not Law's devil fruit. I'm talking the like the popo, the ops.
Yeah. The antagonist fruit.
All
right, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's leave. Shout out to Thorfinn.